There. Load. Thank you. Hey, 63%. We're almost there. That's so nice. Let's post the rules real quick. Sound is good. That's great. There we go. I'm naked. I didn't even put on my little glove yet. There we go. This is clean dirt now. I put it in the wash last week, and it just came out that way. So now it's clean dirt. I would need to hand wash it. And oh, hello. Oh my God! Thank you, Annan. We're already up to 72%. Thank you. Hi, Paul. Oh my God, we are so close. So yeah, just as I was about to say, for those of you that join us for the first time, I'm Shiro. I draw the Bootleg Cookie webcomic, and what I like to do to actually force me to stay on some sort of a schedule, I draw a comic every Sunday in preparation for Fridays. But before the stream, I like to completely avoid eye contact with the camera. Clearly I have ADHD, and I like to talk if I did some work lately. Kinda yesterday? Because I actually didn't really have any time. At least my sister was here, so that was nice. So I wanted to just do some basic doodling and I only had time for 3 doodles. And I wanted to use my Ohuhu bleed proof again. So yeah, basically that's what I did. Barely had time to do 2 Moomins and a half. I wanted to try out my come here, Molotov. Come here. Oh my god, you are far. Or I am short. Pretty sure it's both. Wanted to try out my metallics. I have swatched them, but I hadn't actually drawn with them. And clearly I have some practice to do because those are some pretty big nibs. I don't know if you guys can see the metallic effect because I have no front-facing light whatsoever. Also, yeah, it's pretty dark here because my screen is dark. Over here, there's a reason why. But yeah, the thick lines are the metallic Molotov. The thin lines are chameleon liners. That they still have not replied to my emails yet. I don't know what they need. By the way, this stream, nothing is sponsored by Ohuhu. I bought the paper myself. I just really like their products. And as expected, actually, Moomin did not bleed through the back page. I mean, at the price this thing is, I can afford to use a sketchbook as an actual sketchbook. And actually use the back pages. Why am I hesitating so much? It's cheap. For a sketchbook. If you don't buy them from the dollar store, and please don't. Nice drawing. You can tell that they're metallic. Hope you're having a great weekend. I am having a great weekend, Paul. Thanks for asking. We are so close to getting these paints. Speaking of so close, which is making me happy. Barbarian Queen Charybdis, the book I'm working on right now. I only have 1 page left. 1 page. 3 panels. That's it. It's just taking a while because I'm an idiot and I actually draw the backgrounds. You see, there's a reason I don't draw backgrounds in Bootleg Cookie. So yeah, I will definitely be finishing the book this week. Then we'll be editing it, sending it to the printers. In the meantime, Lee will be sending me in the... well, in the meantime, right after they're printed, because he needs to send me some copies to sign. And stuff like that. And the sketch cards that I need to draw on as Kickstarter rewards. So we're getting there. We're a little slow. I'm a little slow. But we're getting there. Camera keeps... There we go. Oh, there we go. I actually look like a normal person instead of a dwarf. But yeah, the reason my screen is so dark is because usually I have my Firefox screen up here with a white background to try and give me some front-facing light. I have no room. No room. But I have it down here because I do like to talk a little bit about art drama. Now this is technically old, but it's still making the round on Xitter. I am not showing any respect to Melon Husk. Anyway, so there was, let's see, what, okay, that's when you want. Will you have copies of Charybdis in your store available? Yes, that is the plan. I will be keeping some copies for myself to drop in the store. If anybody got their hands on the ash can that is currently in the store as a free PDF, not a free PDF, it's a paid PDF, but it's really cheap because it's an ash can. You guys know I am working my absolute ass off on this book. Like, I am inking like crazy. let's just say it's a good thing I'm doing all this digitally, because I would be so high off the fumes of the ink. The style is based on old-time horror comics, pulp comics, classic Conan, not Schwarzenegger, Marvel. I'm doing my best, and it can only go up from here because that's a lot of practice. Now, what I was talking about the art drama on Twitter is because let's see if I'm pronouncing this right. I got a little audio to help me with a gigantic ad over it. There we go. Just to make sure I get it right. Jinga-jong. Assuming I'm pronouncing that right according to the app. They are a photographer that had literally their art completely stolen from a painter. And they recently, as of May 8th and announced on May 10th, won their complaint against painter Jeff. Oh, I did not think of making sure I could pronounce that one. Ishberg? Douchebag? Okay, I may have done that one on purpose. But the photographer won because they had taken a picture of a model, and what Jeff did is he literally just flipped the photo over and painted a version of that. Like literally, yeah. But look, it's transformative. I added an earring and the clothes is blue instead of being green and no earring, and it's not quite how it works. Like, you can do studies of photos, but when you're at the point where you're outright completely copying the picture and claiming it as your own because it's based off a photograph. Because, okay, first of all, let's be clear, photographers are artists. I don't care who you are. I don't care that I can get pretty good pictures just with this little guy, okay? It's made for that. Photographers, have you seen videos of photographers taking pictures? Like the ones with the big cameras there. Like, there is so much to take in account if you want a good picture. Yeah, but I can do that with my phone. I don't care, okay? I don't care. I can do a pretty good drawing with a Ninja Turtle big pencil, okay? Professional photographers, they got all this equipment, and you gotta take account the natural light and the lights that they put and the pose of the person. And actually, they have to take into account the type of makeup, if the makeup is going to be matte or shiny or glittery. And then if they want special effects, sure, they could do it in Photoshop. Some do it in Photoshop. Sure, fine. Some of them will do practical effects. Long story short, a photographer is an artist that works really hard, even if at the end all you see is click. And then you have a painter that decided to take the exact picture, like I'm looking at it right now, okay? You know what? You guys gotta see this, okay? We're just gonna look at this. As I said, on the right, the photograph by Jinga Shang. On the left, the oil painting by Jeff Douchebag. See, the painting, the photograph. Hey, tabarnak! I can't talk. I just can't talk. Between you and me, guys, I am having a slight medical problem. It's okay, I will not die. I am not in pain or anything. I'm just slightly uncomfortable, and apparently the friggin' thing is plugged to my voice box. And I can't pronounce word shit. Now, the reason I'm talking about that is not just to defend photographers when I'm capable of actually pronouncing the frickin' word. The problem is that the photographer, ergo, ipso facto, and all the other Latin words in O, the original creator of the image, got verbal abuse and threats for several years as they were fighting for their rights, their own rights, because of course the painter did not credit the original artist. The photographer, hope you are doing okay. Oh, I'm fine. I'm just like really pissed off because of this medical issue. If I was feeling like really bad, I would have canceled the stream. And while I'm pissed off, why not take advantage of that and talk about art drama? But like, yeah, the Xitter account is called Zmotion. I'm gonna write it down in the chat. And like right under, like I'm going to be reading like straight off the tweet. I won my appeal. The Luxembourg, I'm not gonna try to pronounce that in English, court has ruled that Jeff Douchebag infringed upon my copyright when he used my work without consent. Using a different medium was irrelevant. My work being available online was irrelevant. Consent was necessary. Because it's a direct copy. It's a direct frickin' copy. It's not even a study. It's a direct frickin' copy. This win means a lot, not just for me, but also for artists and photographers everywhere. It's a reminder that copyright protects individuals from those that try to profit off our work without consent. We could have a whole other AI image generation talk about this, but we need to move on eventually to the meat of the show. But what is the Bootleg Cookie show without me complaining for a long while? It reaffirms that our work being online doesn't mean we give up our rights. And here's the part. For 2 years, I've been harassed for fighting this because of my gender, my race, my being a photographer. My home address was doxed. I was told they'd put me in jail, that I'd myself soon. I lost out on work because of how it ate away at me, but I didn't want to give up. I am not going to read the abuse. They got enough of it already. I couldn't give up because it's one of my longest held wishes to experience justice once in this life. Maybe it's a stupid ideal, but I think if we can, we should stand up to bullies who believe they can get away with anything because they know people can't fight back. So this is for the young me who couldn't fight for herself, and for everyone else who's felt the same, that they just couldn't challenge what seemed terrifying, powerful, and unjust. I know that as individuals, it may not seem like there's much we can do, but even if we are alone, the act of many individuals fighting for what's right over time may one day be collectively enough to make a difference in this world. Next time you see someone do this to another artist and claim that using a different medium is transformative and not copyright infringement, it can be transformative. This is not transformation. You guys saw the picture. This is changing one color. Like, this is AliExpress bootleg plush levels of transformation, okay? Or this was found on the internet, so it's free to use. No, it is not. Show them my case because they are wrong. And of course, the usual thank yous and stuff like that. But yeah, the bully mentality of the internet, because you're, for all intents and purposes, anonymous, over somebody defending their work. And especially the threats. And especially the doxing. What the fuck do you think you're doing besides being a dick? That's my question. And you know damn well, whoever defended Jeff didn't even know the guy. But they felt the need to punch down on the original photographer because they were weaker because of gender slash race. Imagine feeling that bad about yourself that you feel the need to punch down on somebody seeking justice. Hope you guys feel bad thinking about that, because now we are moving to Bootleg Cookie, speaking of justice and injustice. Because as you can see, for my little ticker down here, it's going to be prep time number 3. The conclusion to the guy that fired me. Scoot that up here. Hide my big fat face. Eventually. I wish I could color code these buttons. There. Much better. So what's gonna happen after I finish this barbarian character, this book? I will immediately start coloring Oryx 6. We are planning a Kickstarter in June. Everything is on the Auric. Is it Great North Comics? I think we have a page by the Auric. Just go to the Auric of the Great White North Facebook page. Everything is explained there. We are currently in like a pre-opening mode. So that's gonna be nice. The Kickstarter will open officially in June. But like I said last time, I also plan on drawing at least one of the other episodes that I have in my head of the Welcome Home / Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared fan comic called Welcome Home Nephew, where Yellow Guy is Wally Darling's nephew. Come on, go on companion mode so we can get started. Thank you. Also, for those that know about my little color green issues, this bandana is supposed to be this color. I'm probably going to need to open the previous comic. Because this is going to be right after this scene, so I kind of need the colors. Just gonna turn the camera the other way to keep some sort of reading order going. You're not supposed to push a camera further than 180 degrees. Yeah, I know, but this is another comic, so I can afford to turn the camera. Aha, gotcha. This makes... There was some scissors, which were the other way around here. Oh yeah, sure, I can remember that, but... What color shirt was I wearing? I don't know. actually got a lot of feedback when Prep Time 2 came out this Friday. Last Friday. Whichever Friday. The Friday we just had. And one of them was, why do I feel like somebody's plans are going to be crushed? And I was like, oh, you're right. But I didn't say it wasn't gonna be mine. Probably put that back on the actual font that I use because I've been doing a lot of designing this week. Adjusting and stuff like that. My friend Jeff, my actual friend Jeff, not the other Jeff that we just talked about. He needed some writing to be circular, and he asked me how he could do it with his copy of the clip, and I knew he didn't have clip tree, and I was like, it's too bad you don't have clip tree, because this is just a thing of selecting an option and then it's done for you. So and he said, in the meantime I should go to transform, and I said, yeah. Wait a minute, we're both stupid. I got clip tree, give me the file. The pause, and then you could hear the wheels in my head like they're rusty, and I'm old, so click, 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 click. Come on. Jew Pie! Long time no see. Did you do anything artsy? Tell us in the comment. In the comment. Yeah, just say one thing. Tu veux faire ta tête des cochons? Bon. I drew a superhero. Ooh! What kind of superhero is that on the shh? Because I can't remember the acronym for don't say shit about your project. When I say I don't know my art terms. For City of Heroes. Ooh! Well, look at you being a big deal. Everybody be jealous? Man, I sound sarcastic when I'm trying to sound encouraging and proud. No freaking wonder people get so mad when I talk. I just want to be supportive. Not really, it's just my character. And it's still awesome. Even if it's just a fan art drawn on the side of a post-it. Every little piece of art is awesome. As long as you enjoy doing it. Now that I think about it, I had a lot of coworkers whose names started with J. Not GL, his name was GM. Let me text that real quick. There. Look, it's been a while, okay? You gotta admire the chutzpah of this guy. To outright deny what I just say. Like, it's not because you haven't heard of it yet means that I'm making shit up. And that's something I've had a big problem with. And that I absolutely hate is that people will often assume that I am lying, pulling shit out of my ass, when you would think it's obvious when I'm lying because I giggle right after. Then again, I giggle right after a lot of things. But like when I'm lying, I usually like have a strong reaction after to like show that, haha, yeah, I got you with my clever jokes. But, well, we've seen the school story. We all know how well I handle being called a liar. Pro tips to the new people. Not at all. Just gonna scoot myself over here so I don't touch my my speech bubbles. There we go. Out of this part. Oh no, don't come in. It'll make you uncomfortable. Who are you to tell me how I am going to feel? You don't even pay me to tell me how to feel anymore, so... Apparently this is how I draw an escalator. When I tell you I don't care for Bootleg Cookie. I do care about Bootleg Cookie, but the whole point is to draw fast. Just gonna draw a quick counter real quick, because what I did is that I went downstairs to the stationary part of the store, because the store was separated in three, and the three sections were different depending of the era of the store. So I was in the stationary when he showed up, and that's when I discovered he had ran down the escalators. Honestly, I don't know what happened that Saturday, but I hope it was this manager that had to come in. And this is what happens when you mass layoff and work on a skeleton crew. GM's not available. Duh! You're telling me that like it's a surprise to me! Sorry, guys. I don't dust enough in this house. Just gotta give him my best Sailor Moon eyes. The last time I do my best for this guy. When I keep saying that people who read my comics probably think of all the things that never happened, this never happened the least. No. It happened exactly that way. You guys remind me, I want to add a lot of glitter around that. Because I really pushed the dramatic. It would make me uncomfortable. Now I know that I told him that if he needed anything that I would help. But that was before he told me, basically, that he didn't believe that I told him that GM was not gonna be available. If anything, if anybody burned their last chances, it was this guy. I was willing to still help him because I knew that GM wasn't gonna be available. But then he decided that he was going to tell me how to feel about my last shift, and he didn't want me to do my last shift. Well then, fuck you. It's just weird that he decided to fire me for my gross incompetence. Like, on the year I was supposed to earn a 3rd vacation week. Just saying. That timing. I'm gonna push that shoulder. Gotta make myself look as catty as possible. It's not like he could force me to come in. He expressly told me that he didn't want me to come in, and now suddenly you want me to come in? Yeah, no. I gave him chance after chance after chance, and he didn't take a single one. Well, Anstrengd dig, Thomas. And he knew I turned his word against him because the way he looked at me disappointed, like, oh, but an O of understanding, you know? Like, whose fault is it? Like I said last time, look at me. I am tiny. If I don't have prep time, I am incredibly shy, and I will rarely defend myself. You give me prep time, though. Holy fuck. No, it is a theatrical production. Oh yeah, get me pissed off enough. And some prep time. And I will go telenovela on your ass. You clearly don't care about my feelings. Why should I care about yours? Because that's the thing, when you're raised AFAB, you are taught at a very young age that your job is to pacify to the AMABs around you. That people don't like when you're bossy, aka stand up for yourself. Well, he didn't like me that day, that's for sure. mean, it's easy to claim that I'm making it up as some sort of esprit d'escalier vengeance. Because like I said, like with no prep time, like I'm like really meek and shy. It's something that I'm like working out of myself. But like you gotta stand up for yourself. I can say that I was bullied in my childhood until the cows come home. But if I don't do anything about it in my adult life, I'm gonna be pretty miserable. And I better not hear, Shiro, you gotta be nice if you want to keep your jobs. I am nice, that's the thing. I am very nice. But when somebody puts it in their heads that they don't like you, no amount of bringing treats to the break room will change that. And clearly, even if this boss was civil with me, he did not like me. And what about all those times you were mean to customers? They were mean to me first. Because believe you me, the normal ones, oh, they get the nicest Shiro money can buy. Especially the ones that start with, I have a stupid question, and it's the most normal question you've ever heard in your life. Oh, I will move Monts et Marais for you. You sweet, sweet old lady, you. Because yes, I do say a lot that the demographie that I piss off the most is older ladies. Ladies that are a little older than me. But there were some really sweet grandmas in there. And even if I had men that would ask for a guy, I had a lot more older women that would ask for a guy. And that was bigger of a problem. Because they would ask it with so much condescension. As in, well, I'm AFAB, and I don't know anything about this. You're AFAB, automatically you don't know what you're talking about. I need a man! Yeah, well, the man is having lunch. You're stuck with me. How can I help you? I'm making it look like he slid down. I like that. Like, some of you know, I'm actually, like, surprisingly patient. Surprisingly, because I don't give off, at least I don't think I do, I don't give off the vibe on these streams or in the comic that I'm a patient person. I am exceptionally patient when I'm teaching something to somebody. Of course, it depends on what kind of energy the other person is giving me, but if the other person is struggling for real, then I'm going to have the patience of a god. If they're just fucking around and they're not interested, that god will change from Buddha to Aries. You are paying good money to be in my presence. Don't fuck it up. And toxic men wonder why AFAB people would rather go with the bear. Oh, tiny little break. My arm is getting a little stiff and I need some water. Ugh. Oh, I gotta read this. They already deleted it. No, it was another spam. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's because I was talking about the Kickstarter earlier during the stream. So of course now we are absolutely invaded with spam. And here's another one complaining that we violated their copyright. And like, you're not even a real person. Confirm your account at the completely legit website. Bonjour 2R avec un E. C'est marqué en haut vraie banque avec le logo de Monsieur Muffler. If you're from Quebec, what I just said is hilarious. If you're from Quebec and are French. It's a very niche joke that I just did. Oh, I so want to answer something mean. I mean, it's a bot. They don't care. Oh, it's another one that spells business. Bussiness. Oh. 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 I'll be good. I am not mature enough to handle this. I love these cartoony eyebrows. I added some books to my Tron wish list. Like, it's a whole list. I got a lot of stuff on there. It's basically how to color with Copics. Those of you that know that I'm also a colorist are probably wondering why. Well, why not? You can never learn enough. Thing is, the shipping is ridiculous. So while I did put them in my wish list, I'm still going to keep shopping, see if there's a better deal elsewhere for these books. And the thing is, they're completely in Japanese, they're not translated. But I have seen the books in action in a video I watched right before the stream. So I know the visuals will be enough. Plus I have Google Translate app on my phone, so I'm going to fix that because it looks AI generated. There we go. I was hoping there was a Kindle version, but of course not. God frickin' forbid we save some little bit of money. Speaking of wishlist, I will not be getting Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door on release. I do not have the money for that right now. It's gonna have to wait. I am looking forward to it, though. It's a remake, so of course I know what's going on in the game. But it would be nice to play the Thousand Year Door with a real warp system. Like, I'm pretty sure what they did is they incorporated the warp system from Origami King to the remake. And honestly, it's going to be making navigating a little more comfortable compared to the old way the warp was handled, which was akin to the sewers system from Paper Mario 64. And I know the game is not called Paper Mario 64, but simply Paper Mario. But it's easier to use Super Mario 64 as a name to help differentiate it from one of its sequels, Super Paper Mario. You really like to explain yourself a lot, eh? Well, you see what happens when I'm not being understood well, so yeah. Over-explaining is a trauma response. Right now Duolingo is giving me some grief because I forgot to do it this morning. Ah la la, I suck. Well, here's a quick second line art so I can overlap ex-boss boss's body to the stairs. Broken escalator should be labeled temporarily stairs. Makes me remember one time, like the button to stop the elevators is literally hidden behind a sliding piece of plastic for safety, actually, but one time a little kid saw the button and slid the little plastic off. Because I'm being lazy here, but like there's supposed to be another elevator on this side. That this one goes up, this one goes down. Anyway. So he moved the plastic to the side, looked at the button some more, and then gave it the hardest kick he could. There were people on that elevator. Good news! It did not end up in an impromptu domino game. But to say that they stopped quick. It was like, oof. Everybody at the same time, oof. I'm laughing now, but only because nobody got hurt. Because, oof. Yes, oof. For those curious, the pen I use for Bootleg Cookie is called a Natural and is part of the Eclipse Studio nib set from Friendin. Don't say what you use. It's not gonna make people draw like me, so why not? Pourquoi Rachid? I have beaten Ni no Kuni 1. good game, but much more trolling than its sequel. I will not say which side quest it is, but there's an after-game side quest, because there's post-game content, like in the second one. And it makes you go through a slightly harder boss gauntlet. It is probably much harder, but I kept it on easy mode because I want to play a game, not challenge myself. If I want to challenge myself, I will draw. Anyway. And the thing is, like, I had to do... this character told me that there were rifts opening, and I'll leave it at that. And I did a couple of them, which were recolors of old bosses I already fought, with a bit more difficulty. But then I had to go back to Swift Solution to confirm these, because they were all bounty hunts. So then I had to go back to the guy, and the guy gave me more bounty hunts. So then I had to beat those bosses, but I had to go back to Swift Solution. I couldn't go back to the original character. I had to go to Swift Solutions to trigger this guy to give me the new bounty hunts. I think I had to do that 3 or 4 times. And my reward for that was fighting the god of all known universes and dimensions, which I did. And my reward for that, I got a car. You know, to drive around on the world map. The very small fractured world map. Just in time. Couldn't have given me that when I had to do all those side quests, and I had to like constantly go back to different places and backtrack and stuff like that. No. You have to give me that in the post game. Once again, on the very small fractured world map. Thanks, I guess. And it's very hard to drive. It's very wiggly. Perfect. No freaking wonder when you meet that character in the sequel, you encounter a crashed car. Now, is it better to play them in order or to play them out of order like I did? I played the second one before I played the first one. It depends. They are fundamentally 2 different games, because you have 2 very different protagonists. There will be a lot of things from 1 that come back in 2. So discovering them will feel different. Like if you start with 1, you'll go in 2 and you would be like, oh hey, I remember that from 1. If you start with 2 and you go back in 1, then you're going to go, hey, I remember that from 2, so that's where they got that from. But like the battle gameplay is completely different. 1 is turn-based, true captured monsters. Two is more like is more action-based. Like you only control like your main character. If you want to switch, you can switch. But like during battle, the other 2 characters will have some autonomy. Well, in both games, the other 2 characters will have some autonomy. But it's still turn-based. Like, you can switch in between whenever you need. You can set your your strategies, if you want them to use more magic or not, stuff like that. But you feel you have a lot more control in 1 because it's turn-based. Not happy with that. In 1, you can carry more. Like, in both games, you can carry, like, a lot of items. But in 1, you can use as many as you want in battle. In 2, let's say you got, like, 99 potions and, like, 50 high potions and stuff like that. They're not called potions and high potions, but, you know, to give you an idea. Like, you got a ton of potions, high potions, and elixirs in your bag, okay? In battle, you are allowed to use, like, 8, 6, and 3 of these items. Makes things a little more difficult. So item management is not as fun, because if I had access to everything that's in my pocket, battles would be a little easier. Like in 2, I am fighting the god of everything again. But I run out of healing items pretty quick. Yeah, but you're supposed to time your attacks. I can't. In either games, there's supposed to be a sweet spot where you can attack. And, like, stop the enemies in their tracks. But I can't find that friggin' sweet spot. Especially not in the turn-based one. In the first game, you know. Because, let's say I attack, and there's like this countdown, this clock going down to when your turn is over when you attack. And it's not like you can push the button to attack faster or more, even if I try real hard. The character you're using will attack when it decides to. Like it will give a couple punches or a lot of them. It's, at least it feels really random. So when I do manage to, do a counter attack that stops the opponent in its tracks, I count that as incredibly lucky. Because otherwise it doesn't freaking work. And if the option is there in 2, I have not found it. Do I recommend the game? It's a pretty good game, but the first one is really trolly. And the first one really likes to fuck around with you, you know? Yeah, I should probably fill that in. I'll struggle too much later. As you guys heard, my throat is starting to get a little scratchy, so I'm being a little quiet right now. At least you guys get some music. Well, this should help me at least see my own skin tone. Ooh, sorry about that. Sorry, not sorry. This way of coloring is so nice. It's easier to see when you're on the wrong layer. It's also easier to see where you're fucked up. Well, speaking of fucking up. La 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 la. Oh, which reminds me, 2 of the 3 recent fake copyright claims have been deleted because they time out, because they are bots that don't give a shit what they tag, hoping that I don't give a shit about monetization. I'm not even monetized. Just that once again, I pay for this music fair and square. I should be able to use it without being accused of stealing. Because if I have to constantly argue, then what's the point of actually paying for the product if you're not gonna believe me when I tell you that I am paying? But once again, these are bots. They don't give a shit. They just see keywords and they tag for theft. Because if they were real people, they would actually reply to my counterclaims. Oh. Here's a trick for future comic artists. Don't get old. You get crampy real fast. And this live stream not sponsored by Shakti Mat, but I do have a Shakti Mat, and it's basically a bed of nails. I lay on it for 20 minutes. My back pain that I'm feeling right now is gone for the rest of the day. Results may vary, still not sponsored. And I'm not paid for saying this. I'm just speaking from experience. Okay, we're almost done. We're really close. Just gonna put some white outline around here. And put some backgrounds and we'll be done. Thanks for a great show, Sharon. The comic looks awesome. Thanks, Paul. Speaking of bots. I'm joking. Paul's not a bot. He's just predictable. And he's allowed. The man is a very, very hard worker. Oh! Thrillox6 just joined the party. Thank you for joining. We're almost at the end of the live stream, but thank you for joining anyway. Hi! Assuming I pronounced that right. How many subs did that make me for Twitch? I don't know. Something to check later, I suppose. If I remember to do it. So before we finish, are you a fellow artist? Thrillock? Alright. One last look-see. Yeah, I believe we're good for today. So, we are going to the bookend, and we are going to do the usual supporters. Thanks, because you're going to support. It's immensely appreciated. Extra special caramel drizzle, gold fleck, chocolate sprinkle. Thanks to our supporters on various platforms: Amber B, Paul K, Miss Enovis, Sir E Othered, Carl Bloke, Takahashi Kanako, Badat Multiplayers, and Supreme Crimson Leader. Your continued support is immensely appreciated. Next live stream. It's going to be next Sunday, May 26th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. That's my time, not your time. Maybe your time. I don't know you. I don't know your life. Hope you guys had fun watching me draw this. I had a lot of fun drawing it, even if I didn't talk a lot at the end. I was pretty much talked out. I love you all, and bye-bye.